Hi everyone, how you doing? Welcome back. So it's been a while, huh? I have no idea why I stopped playing this. One day I just like wasn't playing anymore. I guess. Well, I mean, it did have to do a little bit with BLR ending and CTD starting, and like there were some scheduling problems. And it's not like I have it is very early in the day, so like people may not be around. But I just wanted to have like an episode 13 out. Because again, it's been like a little bit since we last streamed this. And if I don't stream it now, like it will take until next week. Like next week there's gonna be an episode on a normal day, which is gonna be, I think, Thursday. But I didn't want you all to wait until then. So it'll be a kind of a short stream, because like Sundays are not the best days for a stream. Because we're gonna there's stuff happening tonight. So it's gonna be a kind of a short stream. So it's gonna be like 2 hours. And just wanted to have it so we don't have to wait so long between episodes. Like you already waited enough, so like let's get on with it, right? So let me just start right here. And let me actually think before we start. Let me share my screen just in case anyone shows up and it's not working for some reason. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Window projection. Let me undeafen, and let me do this, and let's get on with it, because we have a ton of game to continue. We have a lot of game to go through, and it's been a while. It's been a while. I don't remember exactly where we were. I think we're in the trial. I think we're in the middle of a trial, and I think we got to pull it back because Fan 6 is being a little asshole. So yeah, let's get on with it. Let's start it, okay? We have no time to waste here. We have a non-guilty verdict to achieve. Oh yeah, these two little bitches. Oh well. I had to do so much voices today, chat. I'm sorry if I lose the thread, okay? I have considered the defense counsel's request for further submission examination in the jury. And I have determined that the court must uphold the defense judicial's right to this procedure. So, counsel, you will now proceed with the second submission examination. I presume the jury is ready, Mr. Foreman. Oh, that's also me. We are, my lord. Very good. In that case, I must ask each of you to state clearly and concisely for the court the grounds on which you find the defendant guilty of this crime. And here's where we will start pitting pitches against each other because they have no idea what's going on. The jurors' contentions. The accused left behind evidence of the scene of the crime, didn't he? Those 3 books of his. If there was some novel alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed, well, I might reconsider. Even if there were more certain books, it can't be related to this crime if the window was closed, can it? Oh, dear me. It was only a little book. Hardly life-threatening, even with a direct hit. Look, I just wanna get this over with. If I don't bring home some pay tonight, I'll be in a tiny bit of trouble. Come think of it, we had a fire at home a while ago. It gave me the sneezes. Yes. Considerable more tangible arguments from all the members of the jury this time around, it seems. With one notable exception, of course. The one guy that just was like, oh, when you took it home, like, I don't give a shit about that. You're gonna take as long as you want, okay? As long as it needs to. My learned student friend was unable to find fault in the previous witness testimony. So the court must accept the fact that it was indeed the accused seen fleeing from the scene. And moreover, no one else was even at the scene of the crime to commit the crime. Well, if the eyewitnesses are correct, it would seem as if the conclusion is somewhat set in stone.
I fail to see how it can be argued any other way.
That means, I'm afraid, this summation examination, it's essential that you establish some other tangible explanation for the facts. But how? What would even constitute a tangible explanation here?
Isn't it obvious?
Who stabbed the woman and how? Those two details are all you need to provide. Simply give us a name and a method for which the attack was conducted. And then I was thinking it was maybe hard. It's just that easy. It's just simple. Just give a name and a reason. Easy enough. But Mr. Naruhodo, you got to do it. Otherwise, this really will be where the trial ends. Ugh, no pressure then.
That's well enough preamble. Proceed with the summation examination, please. I presume you are prepared, counsel.
Me? Yes, my lord. Right, Brionatsuke, focus your mind now. Clearly, the key to the summation examination is going to be the juror number 4, the maid. Or should I say Mrs. Garudev? We have a book that disappeared from the Garudev's house on the night of the incident, and the 4th book found in the victim's hand. There must be a way to link the two. Yes, that's what we have to find. Using every technique that I learned in my short career so far, whatever it takes. Don't forget to keep an eye on Mrs. Garudev and how she reacts, even to the things other people say. Oh, hi dude. It's been a while. The defense's rebuttal.
The useless evidence at the scene, didn't you?
Those 3 books are good. Actually, no, hang on, go back. I want to press on that.
Hold it!
But as we now know, there were 4 books, not 3.
Well, what difference does it make?
There's every possibility that the 12th book, in fact, belongs to the defendant's landlord.
Yes, that's the card I have a problem with.
Sorry?
Well, at the point the woman was stabbed, this landlord fellow was at home, wasn't he? Enjoying a pure fiery scrap of with his wife or something, you said.
That's not exactly how I put it. What are you talking about?
Well, anyway, the point is, the fellow and his wife were somewhere else when it happened.
I think that's what you call a strong alibi.
So, it couldn't have been the landlord who did it, which only leaves the Nipponese fellow. Honestly, I can't see what all this publisher's all about. It's a done deal, isn't it?
I suppose it is. Since I have nothing witty left to say. Witty? Dude, what's she doing here? If there was some novel alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed, I might reconsider.
Hold it!
So, you might be willing to change your decision, you mean? Oh my, such delight in your face. But I'm afraid that I shan't be swayed by emotion. Despite you when you think of me, I'm a very modern, metropolitan, and rational woman. Oh, okay, cool. Good for you. That's great. If one reads the morning papers, it's all forgotten by tea time, isn't it? So I read them in the first place. You see, modern, metropolitan, and rational thinking, wouldn't you say? I'm not at all sure. Whatever you say, girlie. As I see it, an overwhelmingly suspicious Japanese man has been implicated by overwhelmingly strong testimony. As I have told you before, all of us are racist here. So, despite one or two minor puzzlements, I do declare that the man is overwhelmingly guilty. Modern, metropolitan, and rational logic, wouldn't you agree? Sure, overwhelmingly, yeah. But modern, gals, is that how you call it? Are always delighted to embrace new facts, you know? So I'd only be too happy to consider an exactly new theory if you can come up with one. I'd be happy to do that too, if only I could. Let's do your very best not to disappoint the modern and metropolitan young lady. Right. I'm glad you omitted rational there. What the fuck was she talking about, right? Even if the wall was through books, it can't be related to describing the window was closed, can it? Oh wait, hang on, go back. Then press that.
Hold it!
But what about the possibility that the window was open?
What about it?
I mean, there's just no way it could have been. How can you be so sure? The particular fellow over there said it earlier, didn't he? Winters in London are no joke. You don't want to invite that sort of cold indoors. So no, the window wasn't open. Us Londoners like sitting by the fire and saying war music. But you couldn't categorically state that the window wasn't open, could you?
I don't want to tell you, man. It just wasn't. I was there. I just didn't see it open. It couldn't be. No.
They couldn't have opened it. There was a point in having windows, huh?
So, you will kindly refrain from childish bickering. Calm down, bitch. Don't you dare. I'm watching you. Don't try anything funny.
Savvy. Somehow, I need to show this undeniable possibility that the window was open. Because this young man isn't going to budge otherwise. Is there any way? I mean, let me check my evidence for a second. Is there anything that says that the window was open? The fourth book, Lion's Pride, discovering the victim's hat at the scene. I'm pretty sure we already presented this at one point because I think it is burnt over here. Okay, so it's not that. But I mean, in principle, it could be that, but I don't think it is right now. Large knife, victim's hand, the jackknife, case file. Is there anything on the case file? Young woman rendered unconscious following a stab wound to the back. Olive green female, stud build, early 20s. Pavement of Briar Road, its side, rolling. The victim remains unconscious and was clean from the... Okay, yeah, there's not much here. Second book hand report. Look, okay, now. Okay, let's skip present.
DB, it was only a little book. A little threatening even with a direct hit.
Hold it! But the little book was on fire on the time, was it not?
With flames of love, I have you know. And also the flames of, fire. Because it was very much on fire, you're right about that.
There's really no such thing as a loving incendiary bomb. I would know.
Well, he wrote it upon himself. He's playing with fire to betray a fire love. Isn't it? Well, don't you agree?
Well, any kind of betrayal is certainly a bad thing, yes. But I think the argument may have arisen out of your misunderstanding, Miss Garedev.
Never mind you that. The point is, we were just having a jovial little dispute, nothing more.
And I would have any more of these suggestions that it was anything whatsoever to do with this crime.
Okay.
Right, well, we'll see about that. But what about general number 5? Does he seem to be turning a hair amidst Garedev's relentless onslaughts? Yeah, why? Like, he's doing this. And he's doing nothing about it. What's up with that? It's almost as though he's used to it. What a gentle soul he is. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Look, I just want to get this over with. If I don't bring something tonight, I'll be in a tiny bit of trouble.
Wait, go back, please. Stop doing that. No, wait, hang on. This is not what I want to do. This is what I want to do. There you go. You just want to get this over with? How can you sit there and say something like that? A man's future is at stake here.
Well, he might be both, like I said before.
What?
I told you already, I'm a day laborer, aren't I? If I don't bring home some Redis with me tonight, you'll find me floating face down in the Thames tomorrow morning.
What? What the fuck is the Thames?
You got me. My miss doesn't want to mess about. You know, she can be fierce, believe you me.
Another shiny sample marital bliss then.
A situation like this cropped up the other day. Was, well, you know, it's funny.
But I can't quite remember. Yeah, it actually is quite funny. It's quite convenient, one may say. Sorry?
It was too frightening, that's the thing. I must have blocked it out.
Helpful. I wonder if Mr. Beat will ever be dragged into the Thames by his car. Don't even go there, Mrs. Sar. What's a... Why you being so like creepy? There must be some way to jog his memory about this. Come to think of it, we had a fire at home a while ago. He gives his... Ooh, I mean, what do you mean by that?
Hold it!
Does that have to do with your decision about the defendant's culpability in this case?
Sorry, what's that? You have to speak up, Lan.
Could you tell us more about that fire?
It was last winter. My grandchildren baked me a lovely cake on my birthday. It had 75 candles on the top of it. What a sight to behold it was.
You put candles on a cake? Was it some kind of devil's worship?
Of course not. It was an angel cake. To celebrate my birthday, of course.
It seems as a common custom here in Great Britain, Mr. Naruhodo. Have you never had a birthday?
Anyway, I must have rolled my puff to blow them out. Only it must have blown wrong somehow. The flames didn't go out, but the candles went flying all over the room. The furniture caught and everything went up. The whole place filled up with smoke.
Definitely sounds like devil worship to me. I mean, the fuck... You're making like human sacrifices now? What the fuck? And by these sneezes, I presume you mean a cold. But how do you catch a cold from a fire?
What a fiasco it was. The grandchildren, bless them, threw water over me as I tried to put out the flames. And then, because the whole room had filled up with smoke, of course, we had to open all the windows to clear it.
The windows...
The fighting with the rush over me like the devil dancing on my grave in dead. I couldn't ever recall from it. He put me in the hospital for a while. Don't forget that birthday in a hurry.
I knew it was devil worship all along. All you British people are so weird. You and your black magic. Something about this old man's story is playing in my mind for some reason. I think I have an idea of why. We need to demonstrate who, apart from Mr. Natsume, could have attacked the young woman on the street. As well as how he or she could have done it. Yes, but once again, the jurors stating they're full of personal prejudice. A lot of them seem convinced they're right, even in the face of logical arguments on the contrary. I think you're going to need to pit them against each other to force them to accept an alternative explanation. Yes. I don't necessarily need to find contradictions between their assertions. Just a connection may do the trick. Alright, I'll see what I can do. If anything stands out, I'll go in for a strike. That's the spirit. Okay, now I know it has something to do with the fire incident from the little guy. But what else is it? It was something in a normal alternative. Even if the one was strange books, it can't be related to the crimes of Noodle's clothes, can it? Dear me, was only a law book, how does face me accurate? When I get surveyed with the window going on, Winter house fires are dire, you have to open windows to clear the smoke. That's when the chill gets you, see? There you go. Thank you for your contribution. So who was it that said about the windows? Aha, there you go. Bitch! Dude, you're never gonna believe this.
Objection!
These two jurors' statements clearly contradict one another.
Did you? How exactly, counsel? The point of me, the point of it again. I told you it wasn't me. What's that you say? Speak up, lad, speak up.
Juror number 3, did you see?
Oh, me? See what? See what, sir?
Did you hear juror number 6 accounts of his birthday celebration last year? It seems, despite being a Londoner, he once opened his windows in the middle of winter.
Well, yes, of course, because it was an emergency. I mean, obviously, if the room was filled with smoke from fire, you'll be mad not to open the
Oh, that's what you meant. Why did you say so, lad? Exactly. And I did say so. What? Are you listening to me? On the day in question, at the time of the incident, there was a fire in the garden of the household, and Mr. Garrett had the following to say about it. The whole place filled up with smoke.
Oh my.
Oh, lady? What was that? Hey, do you have something to say about it?
Excuse me.
Channel number 4. Do you have something to say about that? Do you have something to say about that? Miss Garrett. Oh, dear me! What's the meaning of this? How dare you play that I'm hiding who I really am? It's imperative that you confirm something for the court. So please, it's time to drop the pretense now. When the fire started in your house that day, did you or your husband open it with a window? I beg your pardon? What are you insinuating? The room would have been thick with smoke after the carpet and bookcase caught fire as they did. In a situation like that, it's inconceivable that you wouldn't have opened the window. Oh. What if you did? What about it, bitch? Oh, alright then. Yes, you're right. My husband was frantically trying to open the window, which can't have been easy, since I continued to give him a justly deserved book pattering. Even though your house was on fire? Oh, you never stop throwing after the anger subsides. It would be a terribly bad for the nerves to do otherwise. Sure. I should have realized. How dumb of me, truly. That's a magnificent step forward, Mr. Nakada. You managed to establish that the window was open. We simply must have that added to Mrs. Garrett's formal statement. Aha. Oh, now you mention it. Yes, the window was open at the time. I had clearly forgotten, but it is true. Okay, so if that's the case... The window could have been opened when the woman was reading books. I mean, it's definitely a possibility. Now you mentioning, yes, the window was open. So it's not a possibility, it's a certainty. So let me pit those two against each other for a second time, and... Here we go. I guess that doesn't work, really? Two statements clearly contradict each other.
I'm sorry, but as a foreman of the jury, I have to object. That's complete nonsense.
What?
Oh, I'm a banker, don't forget. An educated man. And that's clearly a contradiction as far as I can see. Quite sure, Mr. Foreman. I will not permit a whimsical attack against the good members of the jury council.
There was nothing whimsical about it. I was talking about... What the fuck? It's really important that you listen carefully to every juror, Mr. Nakada. Then you can decide where the contradictions really lie, if there are any. Okay, I guess that doesn't work. Okay, what is this then? Actually, let's press you for a second. At the point when the victim was attacked on Briar Road, we know there was a small house fire in the Garrett house called on the opposite side of the street.
Well, I guess. It seems that way. On account of the smoke, I imagine that we have had the windows open in spite of the cold.
We also know that Mrs. Garrett was throwing flaming books at her husband. Her husband, who was backed into a corner by the window due to the wife's frenzied attack.
Yes, that's right.
So there's definitely a chance that one of the books could have flown past the man and out of the window. Only what? Only I can really see how we could have done all the way over to the other side of the road, that's all. So I don't really see how I can change my decision, really. Oh, I see. Well, I guess that makes sense, huh? That wasn't enough? What is it going to take to persuade these people? My goodness, they're such freaks! Okay, now let me press you.
Hold it!
The fourth book found at the scene of the crime shows some very obvious signs of fire damage. And the title of the book, The Lion's Pride. The same title, in fact, as the book that Mr. Garrett told us he had been reading. Well, I really couldn't say. On the day in question, did you or did you not throw at your husband the copy of The Lion's Pride that he had been reading? No. I did. Ah! It was the first thing I could lay my hands on, so I hold it straight at him. And now if you come to mention it, yes. He was rather enjoying reading it, you're right. Why did you not reveal this information to the court from the outset? Because I couldn't, you're a little old man. I can remember. At times like that, you pick up and throw whatever you can lay your hands on, as you well know. No? Sorry, man, but your experience are not universal. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I barely noticed I was throwing a book. Much less the title of it. Something to say about it?
Excuse me.
What happened? I'm sorry. Did you have? Is there something you want to tell? Is there something you want to say to the class? What is it, journal number 5? You know something? I remembered what it was. The memory blocked out. Ah. I was listening to what this granny was saying. Brought it all for them back. What are you calling a granny, you chicky devil? I'm Mrs. Garrett or the mayor, like how you know. I don't remember exactly which one it was at this point. The man doesn't even flinch. Please tell me that's not because he's so used to being hit all the time. It was about 2 weeks ago now. I just got back home from after work, like. I put my hand on my pocket for the wages I just earned that day. And I nearly died. There was a hole. Every last penny had dropped out. Oh dear. What a disaster. You haven't heard the half of it, boy. Oh? The voice was cutting some chicken at the time. I could hardly get the words out, but I told her straight. I've lost a day's wage, love. Next thing I knew, the blade was whistling past my ear. Stuck into the wall next to me, they did, about an inch deep. No worse, just terror. I could smell it then, you know, that god-awful stench of the Thames. I was sure I was going into enough face down in the muddy banks that night, I can tell you. Now, that's a real disaster, isn't it? I'll never use that word lightly again. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. When women lose their rag, they throw anything at you. Knives, hatchets, hammers, you name it. The wife, am I right, boys? What? No. Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't think that all women are so short-tempered and unrefined. Is that what you guys really think about us? Oh, I guess the suffragettes really were onto something. No. Susan, I'm a feminist, I swear to God. No, I wasn't thinking that. Throwing household objects at people is... well, it's so uncivilized. At least attack with honor. Using a bow or the like, you know, like one of those wooden swords, like that I can get behind. But like, just throwing like a soul shaker, like a knife, or like, you know, like books. That's something ladylike. What? Attack? What are you going to attack? What are you talking about, Bestie? You were in the court, right? Never mind. Anyway, this man's words could be really significant, I think. Alright. We'll come back to the bow and arrow thing later, if I dare. Let's not talk about that, okay? Let's stop talking now. A woman in a rage will hurl almost anything at you. The kitchen knife really brought that home to me. Will almost throw anything at you. Now that I mention it, yes, the window was open again. The window could have been opened without a book. There's been a possibility. If there was something alternative special about how the victim was stabbed, I may reconsider. Well, now, I know it sounds bad, but consider this. I know it's gonna be a stretch, but
Objection!
consider this. Those two statements clearly have a deeply significant connection.
Good grief! They contradict each other. Explain, counsel, at once.
Children number 2. Do you think perhaps, and again, I know this sounds bad, but hear me out. Let me cook. That this could be one such novel alternative.
Oh my!
Whatever do you mean? An alternative explanation as to how the victim was stabbed in the back.
Oh, what are you talking about?
We've demonstrated that the 4th book, The Lion's Pride, that was found at the scene of the crime, originated in Mr. Garidev's room on the top floor of his house. Therefore, it's equally possible that some other object besides the book could have found its way from the Garidev's household to the street below.
Huh? What's that now?
After all, Mrs. Garidev could have thrown any number of decent objects at her husband. Isn't that right, Johnny number 4?
What are you insinuating now, you little beanpole? You lanky little shit, you?
I'm beginning to think that ever since the true origins of this book came to light, perhaps she's had a feeling this may be what happened. Hang on, I'm gonna look that up because I'm really scared about what that means. That's not a slur, is it? Oh, he's Australian. Oh, it just means a stupid person. Okay. Also, it's like a bird. Check this out, chat. This is what a gala is. This is what a gala is. Check it out. It's like a funny little bird. Awesome. Anyway.
No, listen, Curious, gala. That's the format of this jury. I demand a straight answer. You give this yarn about some other object making its way out of the house, but what? What was it?
Oh, well, again, I know this sounds bad, but let me cook. I'm really taking a big gamble here. That was a bold accusation to make, but I haven't any real evidence to back it up. But I'm certain that, at the very least, this warrants further investigation. Alright, Mr. Foreman, I'll try to explain the defense's theory. The other object that found its way from the Garidev household to the scene of the crime was... And I know this sounds bad, but hear me out. Hear me out.
Take that!
Juror number 4, Mrs. Garidev.
What now?
I must apologize in advance for this. But I need you to confirm something else for the court. This knife. Have you ever seen this knife before?
Good Lord, Counsel! What on earth are you doing, my man? That's the weapon that was lodged into the victim's bag, man! What the fuck are you talking about? You're not accusing the children of doing the crime, are you?
My lord, remember that when the victim was attacked, Mr. and Mrs. Garidev were in the throes of an argument. Mrs. Garidev was calling anything she could at her husband, who'd been backed up against a window that had been opened to clear the smoke, through which a book, sailed to land at the crime scene.
What? You can seriously believe that? The book was found in the victim's grasp.
I just saying that it flew out of the window and across the street to nearly land literally in her hand.
Oh, even my missiles hasn't got a name like that.
Yes, here, I know it sounds bad, but hear me out, okay? Like, just let me cook. I don't know if it will be delicious, but it will be something, okay? Just listen, give me an opportunity, give me a chance, okay? Just one chance, okay? I admit, there are many details we don't yet understand. But that's the point. That's precisely why we must not allow this trial to end. Not right now.
Oh my!
Oh! Mrs. Garrett, your answer, please. Have you seen this knife before, or not? Oh, hello? Are you okay? Hello? My lord. I wish to change my decision. I'm a woman of my word, after all. Thank you, madam.
Yes, I agree. I certainly didn't see this coming, but I just don't think it would be right for this trial to come to an end now, with so many unanswered questions.
Mr. Foreman.
I have to agree. Not that I think the granny did it, mind.
Yes, you know what? I'm not quite happy about this at the moment either.
All together now, ladies and gents.
This is punishment time! There you go. We did it! Oh, congratulations, Mr. Naruhodo!
So, as a result of the summation examination, a number of jurors' leanings have changed. 2 jurors called guilty against 4 not calling innocent. Accordingly, the opinion of this court is divided. And as we all know from Avengers Civil War, a house divided cannot stand. And this trial will continue. That's what the quote is from, by the way. That's from Avengers. I really like those movies. Have you ever seen those movies, Mr. Naruhodo, Mr. Counsel? Now then, Lord Fanchix, how does the prosecution wish to proceed? Oh, well, I mean, I need my wine. Daddy needs his wine. This trial is rapidly descending into a farce. Like a corked wine, the first few sips have been enough. But what follows is so repugnant. It's good for nothing to save the gutter. If I may, Lord Francis, the defense has put forward a credible alternative explanation for what happened. Credible? Is that your considered opinion, Mr. Foreman? The defense's argument is a joke, to which I barely know how to respond. But let me start by insisting that you must all familiarize yourself better with the relative positions of those places being discussed. What do you mean by that? What's his angle this time? It should already be more than apparent that between the crime scene and the Gardever household runs a rather wide street, Briar Road. Which means that the distance between the Gardever's house to the scene is some, yes, 15 yards. Let me see, 15 yards. That's around 14 meters. 14 meters?
Oh, that's a little farther than I imagined. And, as you ladies and gentlemen of the jury rightly noted as having potential significance, the fourth book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, the smoldering book, wantonly curled by the lady of the house, traveled some 15 yards to land on the opposite side of the road, neatly between the collapsed victim's fingers and thumb. Is that your final conclusion, my learned and deluded friend? And did the jackknife follow a nearly identical trajectory to plunge into the middle of the victim's back? This fantasy is someone stretching the notion of having a bad day for the victim, I think. Even those pathetic serialized detective novels have even more believable plots.
Oh, Beatrice!
Nothing I can say to that. That prosecutor loves the voice of... Sorry. That prosecutor loves the sound of his own voice. Miss Usado. Serialized detective stories are pathetic, are they? How dare he? Maybe let's speak about those here. Like, I know Sherlock Holmes is like your blood bowl, but like, this is not the point here. My lord, may be allowed to speak.
As judicial assistant, you may speak for the defense, yes. Go ahead.
The prosecution may consider the idea a fantasy, but what the defense has postulated was believable enough to persuade the jury to change his leaning. And as such, the court has agreed to explore this alternative explanation as thoroughly as possible. To that end, Juror number 4, Mrs. Joan Garidev, must be called to testify and submit to a cross-examination.
Saints alive! A cross-examination for a juror? I do not. Order! Well, this is highly irregular. This is no precedent for a member of the jury to be summoned to the witness stand.
Objection!
Oh, sure. Okay, dude. Whatever. And unnecessary.
Lord Francis, do you know how much we have to expend in maintenance because you keep flipping bottles over our hallowed crowns?
There are already witnesses in the stand, whose testimony the defense may further cross-examine. If my learned friend's farcical theory has any truth in it, then both a burning book and a jackknife must have flown through the sky before the couple's eyes. And we must assume they will be able to testify accordingly.
What say you, witnesses?
I need to remember the voice that I chatted for this guy. Hang on. Ow. Okay, there we go. I just gotta blow my nose. Yes, sir. Constable Rolly Beatty reporting for duty, sir.
Well?
Good morning, officer. Sorry for dozing until now, sir. I haven't slept for a month on account of a villain who's appeared on my beat, sir. Oh, they're so heroic, these London puppies. Actually, I take back everything nice about British. They're really the worst people in the world, huh? Patricia, my darling, I've been neglecting you, but no more. Oh, Rolly, my hero, you make me swoon.
Very well. I hereby reject the defense request.
Oh.
And order the witnesses in the stand to testify again. State fourth wish before the court any details pertaining to the defense's alternative explanation of the facts.
Yes.
Oh, my this is really softly. Hang on, give me a second. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. My nose was really stuffy, and plugging my nose to make do this dude's voice really doesn't help.
This guy had nothing to do with Mr. and Mr. Kirtham. Believe me, a London bomb is good for his word. You see, sir, the windows on the top floors of the Garden's house are top-hinged casements.
Obviously, had been thrown out of the window. We could have seen it. I believed the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusting trolley was there to make sure nothing was disturbed.
I need to take my eye off the scene of the crime for 1 moment, sir. Don't think trying to report to the front, sir.
Well, this is quite startling. Top-hinge casement windows.
That detail was not in the police report, Constable.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry about that. I was getting a little drowsy.
You cannot excuse your sins with drowsiness every time, Constable.
No, sir. I'm gonna cry in my sleep for a morning, sir.
Sorry, but what exactly is a top hinge casement window? I knew. First time around here, I suppose. You cannot excuse your ignorance with such trite remarks, my learned friend. Of course, sorry. I found it, Mr. Alejado. How much stuff do you have in that book? How do you... Okay, whatever. Cast your mind back to the windows in Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's room. All right, I'll try. Hang on, let me boot up my PR headset that I have in my mind that lets me transport to places as in a whim. So the window opens in order to allow air to circulate inside the house. But as it's a top hinge casement window, it swings open along the upper edge, you see. I'm glad you rectified your ignorance. A casement window's most prominent feature is its stay, a metal bar which prevents the window from being opened beyond a certain amount. It prevents from opening? This is all news to me.
Absolutely correct, sir. In other words, if a book or knife were to have been thrown to the open window, it would have clattered against the pane and fallen straight down to the pavement below.
No. You see the problem then. Good. Your dedication in Windows is complete. There was never any possibility of either the book or the knife traveling 15 yards over the road. That is, unless the window pane had been shattered, something we've discounted already. That can't be! Did you see that, Rolly? That young Japanese man just collapsed in agony. I love when people suffer.
Oh yes, my darling, I saw it. I saw how he crumbled before me. I also love to see people suffer. I'm a policeman.
And I'm married to one. Oh, Rolly, you're so strong. How is this happening? I haven't even started this cross-examination yet, and already my argument is destroyed.
Counsel, if you could drag yourself upright again, the court awaits your cross-examination.
Do I really have to? Okay. My lord. Oh, good. Another desperate situation. Well, let's get to it. This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Carter. Believe me, and London Bobby is good for his word. You see, sir, the window on the top floor of the Garrett house are top hinge casements. Obviously, if anything had been thrown out of the window, we would have seen it. I didn't leave the scene to go up and scout, but my trusted Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed. I did take my eye off the scene of the crime for one moment. Nothing strange to report on that front. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Okay, let me go back to the first one and let's break from there. Hold it! Let's see if there's anything new to report. How can you say that for certain?
A very good question, sir. And the answer is this. It has the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all us policemen of our sworn duty.
He showed that before, didn't he? Did he? I can't say I remember.
To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man is what this job's all about. And that is why I can stand here today beside my long-suffering wife and tell you Bobby's good for his word. While rolling with tired eyes, admittedly, so...
Oh, Rolly, you're so manly.
Of course I am, my dear Patricia. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly.
Hey, we're in a court's house. Can you two stop it? No. No, this is what I meant. You straight people. I don't want to see this. I want to cross examine. Go, get out of the key. Fuck you. I mean, how can you say for certain that this case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Carter?
I see, sir. You should have said so earlier, sir.
Yes, well, so could you answer the question? That was a waste of time then. I just got to listen to these two lovebirds just go on and on about themselves. Instead of, like, learning about the case, which is what I'm supposed to do.
Absolutely, sir. And listening to the fullest of my abilities, sir. There's a surprising reason why Mr. and Mrs. Carter's domestic dispute can be related to this case. But before I get into that, sir, just one thing.
Yes? What's up? What is it?
I very much like you and all your countrymen to destroy the great British institution on Scotland Yard. So I hope you'll take back some tales of us London Bobbies and hope you uphold our guiding principles.
I wasn't planning on going back just yet. I only just arrived here. Also, no? Do you think I'm gonna spread propaganda back in Japan? No, I don't think I will. I don't think I will. No. I'm pretty sure it could be considered like a war crime.
So to that end, I'll be happy to lend you my warrant card for your perusal. But I must warn you, you won't be able to get through it without shedding a few tears.
Thank you. I'll try. Constable Pitt's warrant card has been added to the court record. A small folding wallet that identified London's bobbies and contained the rules of conduct to which they must adhere. Interesting, so we have new evidence, you say? Well, I mean, let's go check it out then. What is this? Item 1. A policeman will try to preserve the peace within his allotted beat. A patrolling officer is expected to walk 20 miles around his beat every day for the furtherance of the community relations. Oh, hang on. Oh, principles of policing. Regulations. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations of police detectives. Okay, doesn't seem like much right now. So let's keep pressing. By which you mean they don't open fully, is that correct?
Yes, sir. They just there to allow a bit of air through the house, you see. So they're restricted as to how much they open.
And therefore, anything thrown out of the window from inside the room would simply strike the pane and fall to the street directly below. For clarity, allow me to mark the map. Here is the location where objects would have fallen.
Yes. Directly opposite the scene of the crime, on the other side of the rather wide road.
Would it have been so hard for someone to mention this top hinge casement thing before? Do I have to do everything around here myself? Jesus Christ, dude. This fucking place is in shambles. Well, I have another question for you, Constable.
What would that be, sir?
How do you even know? Come jump scare! Also, hi, psychic. Yeah, I'm sorry. We have to deal with policemen now. And also, he hang on. He gave us this thing, which is like it has a lot of stuff about how policemen like carry themselves, and like he was like,
Oh, well, I mean, listen, I would love it if you like could bring it back with you to Japan and like instruct your people on like the legend of us policemen here in London.
and I'm like, no. What? No, what is your problem? I'm not gonna do that. You can stay there. But you I'm not gonna take your British virus back with me. Hell no. Fuck no. That could be considered a war crime. No, hell no. What the fuck? Right? Hell no. Anyway, how do you even know? What would you have any idea what sort of windows Mr. and Mrs. Garrett house is furnished with?
Well, sir, that's pretty simple. You see, I helped with the investigation yesterday.
Oh? I'm sorry. Do you have something to say there? Do you have something to share with the class? He's autistic? No, he's chewing. Okay, maybe a little bit. Okay, maybe you're a little bit right about that. But also, we cannot have the only autistic representation in Ace Attorney being a fucking cop. How you do that? Oh my god. Anyway, hey, do you have anything to say about it? This is Powell. That's what I'm saying. I'm reluctant to say that it is, but like, hey, if you say so, like, I'm gonna take your word for it.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about this, lady? Do you have something to share with the class, Mr. Beast? Mr. Beat. Sorry? You look, well, delighted. Is there a particular reason for that? Oh, I just remembered, that's all. We really were so lucky. Lucky? What do you mean? Well, of course I feel terrible for the poor woman who was attacked. Don't misunderstand me, please. I mean, I would never get joy from seeing people get killed. I mean, I'm not some kind of foul beast, like, I don't know, like a policeman or something. But we were just so lucky it didn't happen Rolly's beat. It was so close, you see. Oh, I hadn't realized. Oh yes, that street, High Road. That's the boundary between Rolly's beat and the next one. Isn't that right, my love?
What? I may be.
Constable Beat.
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's the reason I was helping out with the interviewing the occupants of the Garrett household yesterday. Their house is on my beat, you see, so...
That really was cutting it close then. Constable, I wonder if you could clarify something. If the Garrett household is on your beat, does that mean that the pavement next to it is as well?
Outside Mr. Garrett's house? Yes, ma'am. The pavement on that side of the road is by part of my beat.
I see. I wasn't aware of that. Just think, If the woman had been attacked just on the other side of Briar Road, we would never have been able to go for that meal to celebrate the wedding anniversary. But that's the life of a Bobby after all.
Extraordinary people are Bobbies. That is working for the benefit of all Londoners. I love cops. Just like me, the judge speaking, and no one else.
Do you know what I think? I think it was the good Lord's way of rewarding my Rolly for all his hard work. Don't you think so, my darling?
That must be it, Pat, my love. That must be it.
I think perhaps we should make sure we have that information officially on record. Leave it to me, Mr. Naranjado. I take care of it immediately. The case file information has been updated in the court record. And that, my friends, is where we have our key piece of information. But before we go through that, let me give me 1 second. I need to blow my nose again. Hang on. Okay, so sorry about that. Anyway, the pavement where the victim was found lies just outside Constable Beat's beat, the border on which runs down the middle of Briar Road. So outside where the victim was found. Interesting. And now it's my turn, I think. Obviously, the thing can't been thrown out the window, we have seen it. But yes, he said the windows at the floor of the garden house were top hinge casements. Well, oh, hang on. The pavement where the victim was found lies just outside Constable's beat, the border of which runs down the middle of Briar Road. Well, if they have nothing to do with it, I feel like there's a discrepancy here, but I'm not sure if my logic is sound, because like he's saying that they have nothing to do with it, and yet, like it's not part of his beat where the victim was found. Let me try just once, because I'm not sure if I'm right here, but like I'm not sure if I'm right here, but like it seems like a possibility. Just like a cop? What do you mean? You mean beat? Do you mean? Oh, yeah, the people cops do beat people. That is true. Let me present here just in case. I don't. Maybe it's not it.
Objection.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Okay. Okay, let me reload really quickly. Oh, just like a cop lying, copy perjury. Oh yeah, they're like world class at that. Absolutely. But maybe he's not lying, you know. Maybe he's. I mean, he does seem a little confused. So like, I don't know. Maybe he's just you know doesn't have all the marbles in the bunch. Let's keep pressing, I suppose. Obviously, if anything can be thrown out the window, we have seen it. But according to my notes here, the sun had already gone down already, and it was dark. Oh, poor Rolly and I were running along, gazing at the night sky and looking for a lucky star, like that one anime. Have you seen it before? I heard it's pretty good. Sorry? No, I don't. What's anime? The star that will guide us to eternal happiness. Can you get into the answer to answer the question? Bitch, we didn't have. The stream is ending in 50 minutes, dude. Like, come on, you need to answer the question.
If a flaming book had gone across the sky in front of us, it would have lit up like a shooting star.
And if I had seen a shooting star, I would have made a wish upon it. You've probably been an inspector, I would have said. 3 times at least.
Oh, of course, what with the smoke and everything, we couldn't actually see any stars.
Can we pretend our airplanes?
What's an airplane?
In short, you're trying to say that neither a book nor a knife crossed the sky before you.
Yes, sir, that's correct, sir. As sure as the night sky in London is starless, sir.
It certainly seems like they're telling the truth. And then we saw the poor woman fall to the ground, and we ran straight over to help her. I believe the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed. I didn't think. Oh wait, hang on. Actually, hang on. I actually need to press this. I forgot that this was like testimony. Yes, you said that you went to a nearby police box to fetch another officer. Is that right? That's right. Yes. If I had been on Rolly's beat, I would have known exactly where I was going. Of course.
Don't feel bad, my love. You can't be expected to know the location of every police box on every beat.
So Rolly told me the way, only I sort of got a little lost on the way.
Patricia, my darling, that's why I love you. Your terrible sense of direction is bewitching to me. I love women who are absolutely stupid and dumbasses. Oh, Pat.
Oh, Rolly. Oh, please. So, I suppose I was gone for about 15 minutes. But like I said, my Rolly was at the scene the whole time, making sure nothing was disturbed. Yeah, I'm out to puke, so, Seki, don't worry.
I was off duty at that time, of course, but a true mob is never really off duty, sir.
Like, not only are they straight, but also they are a cop couple. Ooh. I didn't take my eye over the crime scene for one moment, sir. Nothing strange to report on that front, sir. Nothing to report.
That's correct, sir. I had my eyes wide open the entire time. Never looked away for a second. No one has approached the scene, and nothing was removed from it. I can swear to that on the yard's honor, sir.
Really? That seems a little strange.
Beg your pardon, sir. Strange, sir. Seems altogether regular to me.
This burned copy of the Lion's Pride was originally the Garriott's household. So the question remains, how did it find its way into the house of the victim? Can you shed any light on that, seeing as you were at the scene of the crime the entire time?
Aha! Could it be a different copy, sir? What had just happened to be burned as well?
Even if that were possible, why would the victim have been gripping a book like that in her hand? As we can see from this photographic print, she had a bag over her shoulder.
Well, sir, that book was in the lady's hand from the moment we arrived at the scene.
Is that so? There's something about this statement that's not sitting right with me. The two mysteries of how the knives ended up in her back, and how that book ended up in her hand. There must be some common thread between them. Oh? Can I ask you something? Mr. Lawyer, please. Please, Mr. Lawyer. Sir. Yes, of course. What is it? You're doubting us, aren't you? I can tell. What? Wasn't really, I mean, What's she doing? What's she doing puppy eyes at me? This is not gonna work, you know. I know you're married to the cop. Like, I'm not gonna let you off the hook. It's like you're an innocent bystander here. Please, just because I'm a woman, it doesn't make my testimony any less valuable. It's not because you're a woman. First of all, I'm a feminist. If I could have voted for Hillary twice, I would have done it. You must just see me at the wife of a policeman. I'm a woman, my word, I am. Yeah, that's the point. You're the wife of a policeman. I really don't remember ever suggesting that I doubted you. Well, I did. No excuses. I don't want to hear it. My boss will be heard. My lord, you will let me speak, won't you?
Yes, Mrs. Beat.
Yes, Mrs. Breast.
I will allow you to supplement your testimony if you so desire. Sometimes, the path of least resistance is the sage one.
That was a very loud mutter. I heard that. The Japanese man thinks a policeman's wife's word counts for nothing, does he? Yeah, I do. Well, watch out, sir. I may let you get away with something like that, but may really won't. Okay. Sure. Please, I humbly ask you to continue. What could she possibly be able to say, I wonder? I know what I saw. My eyes never let me down. My sense of direction is a little bit off sometimes, though. Okay, nothing strange to report on that. Okay, is this new? This is new, right? My eyes never let me down. My sense of direction is a little off sometimes, though. He said so. Mrs. Pete, no one is questioning what you told us. I saw it! I saw it, I did! That evening, I saw it clearly! The little Easter man with the whiskers and the funny curved back, slinking away from the scene. Huh. Another what I didn't see as well. I didn't see any flaming books or knives flying through the sky. Okay. You also mentioned something about having a poor sense of direction? Oh, yes, well, that's a little embarrassing, really. I'm always ended up in the wrong place when I've made arrangements to meet Rolly. He gets ever so cross. Also, yes, Mr. Beat? Yes, Mr. Beast?
Excuse me.
Anything you want to say? You want to share with the class? Constable Beat! Is that a problem? He is a beast, yeah. A sleeping beast, one may say. King of the jungle. No, sir. No problem, sir. Did your wife's remarks just now bring something to mind, perhaps? Oh, well, in a way, yes, sir. I was just remembering that the same thing happened that evening is all. Oh? What do you mean by that bang? What is this you're talking about? You mean Mrs. Beast? Oh my god, Mrs. Beat lost her way on the night of the incident? Well, you see, I sent her off to find a police box in the next bit over from mine. But she was gone a fair bit longer than I was expecting. I thought she'd be back inside 10 minutes, but my darling was gone a good 15. Oh, Rolly, you're such a tease. But the reason I was so long was because of the bouquet, silly. The bouquet? Sorry, what bouquet are you talking about? Okay, can you get me up to speed? Because I feel like everyone's talking about something different and I don't know what's happening now. Oh, it was a present for an wedding anniversary. Rolly's so romantic. He saved up for it with farthings and halfpennies he found in the gutter while doing his rounds. Oh no. You found pennies in the gutter, you say? Well, where have we heard that before? Yes, how romantic. I've forgotten all about it until just now. Can't you, my darling? I'm scared. What? Oh, yes. But that was just between us. You not talking about it to anyone else, darling. You have to. Really? Oh. What's that about? Constable Pete looked very obviously troubled during that exchange. I'm afraid I cannot find any useful insight, Mr. Enojado. But I'm quite sure of the one thing. We have to ask Mrs. Beat about the bouquet. Mrs. Beat! This bouquet you just mentioned. I'd like you to add details about it to your testimony, please. Oh, really? Yes, I love to. I love being a witness. Oh, it's so wonderful. I have an idea where this is going. What happened was, I dropped the bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while. Wait, whoa, hang on. Go back for a second. And what happened then? You mean you dropped the bouquet at the scene of the crime? Yeah, that's right. Oh, I was so upset. When we ran over and saw it. When we ran over and saw it was a woman with a knife in her back. I was so shocked. I dropped the bouquet Rolly gave me. It was in a dark spot where the light streets weren't catching any light, so I didn't notice at first. And then you went to the police box to report it to the policeman whose beat it was on. Yes, and I came back to the scene together with the other constable, you see. That's where I spotted my bouquet again. But the funny thing was, when I went to pick it up, it was nowhere near the victim's body at all. In case you need reminding, Mrs. Beat, the victim is not deceased. I was all flustered for a moment before I heard a voice calling me from the other side of the road. Your husband, presumably. That's right. I can rush my teeth by myself. Silly me, I've gone over the wrong side of the street. Although, I'm going to blame the bouquet this time. I can't think how it got there, I really can't. So the bouquet somehow moved from one side of Briar Road to the opposite. Curious indeed. Isn't it? But the worst of it is, I forgot to pick the bouquet up again when we left the scene. That beautiful rose Rolly brought me with the change from the gutter he spent so long collecting. By bouquet, do you perhaps means this solitary rose? Oh! Oh yes, that's it! That's the bouquet Rolly brought from our anniversary, with all bits of change he found in the gutter. Maybe just call it a rose. Tell us, Lord Franchick, where do you come by the flower? According to the report by the officer in charge of the crime scene investigation, it was found on the edge of the pavement in front of the Garrett household. Oh, was it now? In front of the Garrett's house. Although it wasn't noticed until the morning, as it lay where the street lamps cast no light. It was believed to be of no relevance to the case, since it was found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare. Oh, thank you, sir! Thank you now! Could I please have it now, please? No, I think for good measure, this rose should be added to the court record as evidence. Because, and hear me out, chat, I think this may have some relevance to the case. Oh. The anniversary bouquet has been entered into the court record. A present from Patricia Beat from her husband, Rolly. The shock of seeing the stabbed victim caused Mrs. Beat to drop the rose where she stood. Now, what was he doing on the other side of the road, I wonder? Good question. Also, give me 1 second. Oh, there we go. Sorry. It being a rainy day and me plugging my nose to do fucking Rolly's voice certainly doesn't help with my stuffed nose. But it's a symbol of our love. I want it back after the trial. Do you hear me? I want it back.
Good grief! Rest assured that I should do my best, very best, not to forget, Mrs. Pete.
Okay, I didn't take my careful crimes for one moment. Nothing strange to report on that front, sir. Okay. I think this is new as well. You mean you dropped the bouquet at the scene of the crime? Yes, that's right. Oh, I was so upset when they ran over and saw the. Okay, no, actually, we did saw this. Okay, no, we read this already. Okay. Curious indeed. Okay, now, why is the rose relevant? Well, I mean, it ended up on the other side of the road where the Gary Depp's house was. So, what was he doing there? And also, we know from the map that, well, I mean, maybe not this map, but like, we know that anything that they throw through the window is gonna end up there. So, I wonder. Maybe this bouquet wasn't for Patricia. Maybe it was for someone else. And it was thrown through the window, and that's why it ended up on the other side of the road. But she was holding it though. So why was it there? Huh. They seem to have got bad help, but the trusty Rolly was there to make nothing but disturb. Obviously, if it hadn't been through the window, we would have seen it. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like one of these statements I have to present the rose for. But like the question is, which one exactly? So like let me save just in case. And let's do a little bit of save scum. Okay, so what's the first one? Obviously, if anything had been thrown out the window, we would have seen it. Okay, this wasn't thrown from the window. I see the scene, but the phrase of the was nothing but disturbed. Well, something was disturbed. Like the rose was on the opposite side of the street. Why did that happen? Let's check that out. Present.
Objection!
Okay, maybe nothing just yet. Yeah, there's nothing here.
Counsel, you seem rather nervous. You seem like insecure and also like you're a mess, like you're going through something right now. It kind of seems like you're gasping at straws right now, my man. So I would recommend that you go through therapy, and then after you're done with that, you can come back into the courthouse and we can continue with the trial. Is that a good arrangement enough for you, Counsel?
Huh? No.
You're wrong, idiot. Try again. That's what I said.
Okay, so what's in that?
It's just so easy. I don't know what to tell you. I just see weakness in you, and I take advantage of it.
I did leave the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed. What happened was I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while. A present for Patricia Beat from Hiroshima Rowley. Then the stab victim caused Mrs. Beat to drop the rose where she stood. Is there anything on the rose at last? What is this? Wait a second, I have an idea. It's very stylish paper. It's very stylish paper the flowers wrapped in, isn't it? It is. It's just an old newspaper, Mr. Naruhodo. Have you never heard of newspapers? Oh, I'm so sad for you. Oh, I suppose it's because I'm not used to seeing English print. It looks so exotic to me. I see. Is something wrong? Oh, no. I was just thinking that if you wrapped a stone-baked sweet potato in English newspaper, it may look like some sort of fancy cake. I'm pretty sure you're the kind of person that is excited to see anything new in every day, right? Like you're just taken away by the beauty of the world, like every single day, right? Like it must be so nice to be you and Mr. Naruhodo, just discovering new things every day. Like I don't know, maybe like how street lamps work, or paved roads and plumbing. I'm pretty sure you must be very impressed with plumbing, right? It must be like something so exotic to you, so new to you, right? You must be like so excited to learn new things about the world, right? Are you trying to say something? No, nothing at all. I'm just saying, Susaru-san, do you love your cakes? What do you mean by that? No, what do I mean by that? An English rose. Such a beautiful flower. Ah, this is a rose, is it? I've never seen one before. Do you take an interest in flowers, Mr. Naruhodo? I wouldn't say that exactly, but I do know 3 types at least. Gosh, 3? That's it? You never see a tulip? Or like a dandelion? Or like a sunflower? Yes, plum blossom, peach blossom, and cherry blossom. I mean, what else do you need? Like, I feel like that's all the essentials, really. Perhaps you should consider branching out, learning some that are in fruit tree base, for example.
3 whole years. Wow.
Oh my God, Coco! Thank you so much for the 30 monthly year sub. 30 monthly year. What the fuck did I just say? Also, that is not 3 months. They are not 10 months in a year. That is slightly less than 3 months, than 3 years. But thank you so much, Coco. Happy to have you. How are you doing? How's everything going? We're trying to solve the case. That is not 3 months exactly. It's not 3 months. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. Yeah, I'm correct. Anyway, hi. Perhaps you should consider branching out. Letting some that are in fruit tree base, for example. I'm doing good, getting ready to go to Momoko next week. Oh hell yeah, dude. Oh, I wish I could go to an American con. I want to meet people over there. But I mean, it would be awesome to go to America in the first place. But them's the breaks. An English rose, such a beautiful flower. What? I was clicking on the newspaper, okay? Sure. Okay, I can't imagine that there's anything else. Okay. Well, I mean, is it like this? This is the paper, right? Yeah, I know. It's just the paper, okay. Okay, go back. What am I missing here? Is this something new? Case file. Young woman running conscious following a stab wound at the back. The pavement where the victim was found lies just outside Constable Beats, the border of which runs the middle of Briar Road. Hearing you say "Them's the breaks" brings certain associations to my brain. I have no idea what you're talking about. Also, why you say like that? Why you replacing certain letters with numbers? That's like weird. Stop that. I received the discovered in Mr. Natsume's room for some books that he's proposed. Okay. What is the answer here? What happened was I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while. Nothing to respond. Okay, what about the flower though? Is are you sure? Like that's you don't have nothing to say about that?
Objection!
Aha! There you go. You claim, Constable Beat, that there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the scene. But that cannot be!
What? I just woke up. I'm sleepy.
What do you mean to say? In your testimony just now, Mrs. Beat, you explained to the court that when you arrived back at the scene of the crime with the policeman assigned to the beat, the bouquet you had dropped in at the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby.
Objection!
Yes, on the opposite side of Briar Road to where the victim was attacked. But considering the size of that meager bouquet, it's come on, if a single sorry bloom can be so described, like, come on, bro, let's try a little bit better. No doubt it was blown by the wind across the street, back into the gutter where it belongs. Meager!
Objection!
But if that were the case, why did Constable Beat not testify to the fact? Oh! No one else approached the scene, and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beat swore to that on the Scotland Yard's honor. But the bouquet belonged to me! It has nothing to do with the case! That's why Rolly didn't mention it, I'm sure! No, because sadly, it's not only your bouquet we're talking about here. More than one thing in this case is mysteriously the wrong way around. What are you talking about? Think about it. Besides Mrs. Beat's bouquet, there's Mr. Garret's book. Mrs. Garret's copy of The Lion's Pride, which was thrown out the window by his wife, would have struck the pane of the casement window and landed here, on the west side of the street. And yet, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road, in the victim's hand. Meanwhile, according to the testimony we have heard, Mrs. Beat's bouquet should have been dropped here at the scene of the crime, on the east side of the street. But in fact, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road, in front of Mr. and Mrs. Garret's house. There's no logical explanation for those things, unless somebody deliberately moved them there. What are you trying to say? The way you're talking, it sounds like you think my role is done something wrong. Don't you listen to a word that scrawny lawyer says? We care about books and bouquets. Why should we care? It's nitpicking, that's what it is. Oh, good. Mrs. Garret's coming around. You may call it nitpicking, Mrs. Garret, but deliberately meddling with the scene of a crime is a criminal offense. It's called tampering, Mr. Naruhodo. Do I have to do everything for you here? Seriously? Have you read a book in law before? But the person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it, for a very subtle but compelling reason.
Objection!
Tampering. You barely heard the term before. Tell us, my learned friend, who would possibly have had cause to carry out such an elaborate deception? Yes, there is someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening. All the evidence and all the testimony points to that one particular person. Counsel, I must demand that you substantiate this conjecture. Who are you saying is responsible for tampering with the scene of the crime? Well, I'm gonna tell you after I do this really quickly. Give me 1 second and I'll tell you exactly who it was. It was Well, it's either him or her. So, ACAV.
Take that!
Ah, the music stops. Obviously, there's only one person could have been. Constable Rollybit, it was you!
What? A policeman? A member of Scotland Yard? Policemen would never do anything wrong. I cannot testify to that.
What nonsense! Why would we Rolly something like that? There's no one straighter than my husband. Nobody works more tirelessly for the people of London. Mrs. Beat, you've said it in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to a nearby police box to fetch the officer in duty. The 15 minutes that you were absent from the scene is the only opportunity anyone had to tamper with it. You're making it up! It's no nonsense, it's no lies! What about the Japanese man with the whiskers? I bet it was him! He did it!
Objection!
If that was true, Constable Beat would have seen him do it! Oh. And forgive me for pointing it out, but when you dropped your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, it was after the defendant had fled the scene. Well...
Objection!
First, you make accusations about the landlord and his wife, and now you incriminate a policeman as well. But your accusations lack one very important thing. You claim the crime scene was tampered with. But there is only one reason anyone would commit such a reckless crime: to hide something. That's right, he's right! But my husband and I just happened to be there, that's all. So, why would we have anything to hide? It doesn't make any sense. You offer no motive for this alleged tampering. And until you do, your accusations are nothing but empty threats. Constable Beat has a very good reason for wanting to tamper with the scene of the crime. That's the key to this entire affair. Mr. Naruhodo, have you managed to solve this mystery?
Counsel, you have made a very serious accusation against a London police officer. If you are mistaken, I'm sure I need not point out that your reputation as a lawyer will be irrevocably damaged. With a stark warning in mind, you will now explain to the court the motive of this alleged tampering.
Yes, my lord. Constable's Beat motive for tampering with the crime scene was to hide... Well, what was it? Well, they saw where the victim fell, because, like, it didn't move. So it's either the book or the bouquet. So what is it? Well, we know that the book must have fell like on the side of the road, right? Or like next to the Gareth's house, because like it couldn't have flown across it because of the window. So it has to be the bouquet. So if that's the case, why did he do it? Why did he change where the bouquet fell? I guess we're gonna find out. But that's the only option I could see being. Where the bouquet fell to the ground. That's why he had to cover it up at all costs. And why exactly? Huh? You don't expect me to answer everything by myself, right? Like, come on, come on, guys. Like, give me some options here. Come on, like, give me some, like, you know, some tips. You know, some leads. Come on. Well, of course, the reason is do you have something to hide, my learned friend? For it seems you're unwilling to share the reason with the court. Or could it be, perhaps, that no reason exists? Oh, is it not that? He didn't even try to hide his displeasure. Counsel, you have very serious accusation. Okay, yeah. Is it not that? What is it then? Did the book somehow flew through the thing? Well, Well, I mean, if the policeman is tampering with the scene of the crime, he may have just changed where the victim fell. But like, that's not possible, right? Like we know, like the victim was. First of all, they were like rather heavy, so like it would be unconscious to move the victim by themselves. And it has to be the book then, right? Like it's easier to change like the book and the bouquet, right? Instead of moving the victim. So it has to be the book, because that's the only thing that they changed, the book or the bouquet. So if it's not the bouquet, then it's a book. I suppose I'm gonna do that one. Although I'm not exactly sure why. Where the book fell to the ground. That's what we had to cover up at all costs. And why exactly? Is it not this either? I suppose like we have to choose a reason, right? Like it's a two-part question. So he's the victim, I suppose. That's weird. I wouldn't have expected that, I suppose. Yeah, but I know. Yeah, I know. So he's the victim then. But why? Where the victim fell to the ground. That is what this movie got to cover up at all costs.
What? No way, how do you know that?
I'm just that good. Where the victim fell? You mean where she was attacked? What are you talking about? We told you at the very start of the way. On the pavement of Briar Road. We saw it happen, remember? He was right here. As if anyone didn't already know. That's certainly what everyone has been led to believe. But in fact, that isn't where the victim was stabbed at all. What? What? So did they move the victim? Oh, that's rather like that, I suppose.
I'm beginning to wonder what this tumultuous trial will end, Counsel. Or when. We have been here for like 13 episodes.
If that is your assertion, then the court is dying to know, Maniponi's friend. Where are you proposing that the crime actually took place that evening? Well, I mean, I'm gonna tell you after I do this, absolutely. Just give me 1 second to let me cook this, and I will rub with you. Oh, hang on, go back. So it has to be on this side, right? If it wasn't on this side, then it has to be on this side.
Take that!
That's
On the opposite side of the road. I don't understand. On the evening in question, Mr. Gerdev's book fell directly down from the open window above, and you proclaim Mrs. Beat never moved at all. What did move was the scene of the crime itself.
gracious! What the fuck are you talking about?
Objection!
Have you lost your mind?
Perhaps you haven't been listening to the ample testimony the court has heard. But these witnesses both saw the moment the attack took place. That's right! I saw it! I saw it with my own eyes! It was 5 o'clock in the evening and already dark. There was the typical London fog on the ground. When you saw the incident unfold and ran to the victim's aid, that was actually on the west side of Briar's Road. No, that's not true. It can't have been. Constable Beat then arranged for you to be absent for a while by sending you for help. And that's where the sense of the direction comes into play. I see. And during the 15 minutes you were away, he transplanted the crime scene. He moved all the things shown in the print. The victim herself, the 4 books. He moved everything, in fact. to the pavement on the east side of the Briar Road.
Extraordinary.
That, I will say, that's kind of convoluted, but sure. Okay. But the constable overlooked one thing. What? What did he overlook?
The bouquet, I presume.
That's right. Exactly. The prosecution told the court just a few minutes ago about the discovery of the rose bouquet. Lord Francis said it wasn't noticed until the morning, as he lay where the street lamps cast no light.
Yes, it could have been seen in the dark, obviously.
Which is why it was only the bouquet that was found in its original position on the pavement on the west side of Briar Road. And that is the defense's theory about what happened that evening. How do you respond, Constable Rowley Pete? Well, let me begin by saying, I love killing people. I don't think that's wrong of me. Second of all, well, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to nod off again, but I haven't slept properly in a month. Did I miss anything important? Oh, Rolly, it isn't true, right? It isn't true. It isn't true, is it? What the lawyer said is all lies, isn't it? I know it is, because you're the most upstanding, righteous man I know. Oh, I had a dream. A terrible dream. All the things I did that night. Everything come out. Everything exposed. Oh. Oh. Only it seems it wasn't a dream at all.
Good Gordy! What are you saying? Are you saying that cops commit crime sometimes? No. Oh my word! Order! What on earth is the meaning of this?
Oh, really? Why? Why would you do something like this? Moving a corpse is a criminal offense, isn't it? Wishing the victim dead should be one too.
Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this?
As a respected member of Scotland Yard, your duty is to protect the good people of London town. I can't say, sir.
What?
I really am ever so sorry about this. For damaging the Yard's reputation, for everything.
He might be a cop, but she's also putting too much pressure on him. The wife, am I right, guys? It's taking me a second, I need to blow my nose again. I have a possible explanation. For why, on that particular evening, Constable Beat felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of one reason.
What? How could you possibly know? You, a foreigner,
Presuming to understand the mind of a Scotland Yard policeman.
And yet, Lord Francis, it is this foreigner who has uncovered the startling truths to the matter thus far. You have been on, Mr. Francis. I recommend that you keep quiet while the adults talk. Oh, my lord. I believe it would be beneficial to the court to hear this extraordinary young lawyer's theory. Counsel for the defense, if you please. Oh, yes, my lord. Now then, I think you had better show us some evidence.
At once, my lord. England, Japan. It makes no difference where you come from. Human emotions are the same. And I think I have a fairly good idea of the feelings behind this man's actions.
What gives away the motive for Constable Beat's unthinkable actions?
Well, what does indeed? Why did he move the crime scene? Why did he move the crime scene? The lion's pride. This is burnt. You know this. Maybe let's see what is this here. Let me see. It's a book entitled The Lion's Pride. I'm afraid I don't know any English literature at all. So it wouldn't be something I've read. Wait a minute. The Lion's Pride. That's strange. I think I've heard of that book by that name before. And very recently too. It's a title I recognize too, Mr. Naruhado. Okay. So this is evidence. Or is... maybe? Hang on. Doesn't have any markings. But the tip is... Why was the tip broken? Oh, look here, Mr. Naruhado, just at the tip. A small piece of the plate appears to be missing. You're right, what's problem, Mrs. Sarah? I wonder what could happen to it. Yes, you don't think it's called civil legend. Oh dear, I do hope not. That's just terribly painful. Okay. Okay, I have one chance. I'm gonna save just in case, you know. Because, like, obviously. So, like, okay. What? Why did he move the crime scene? Was try to preserve the peace within his allotted beat. Expect to walk 20 miles around his beat every day for the furtherance of community relations. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they were discovered. Wait. So it's his crime. Is it because he's overworked? Wait, is that it? He just didn't want to work and he just moved the crime scene because he was so tired? And like if he had like this, if he was on his beat, because like again, his beat is like the walkway where the guy at the house is part of his beat. So like the original crime scene is part of his beat, but the street across is not. So is that why? Would he do that? Like, would he commit tampering just because of that? I mean, he does sound he does sound beat. That's the only theory I have. It has to be that, right?
Take that!
Oh yeah, baby! No way. Is that really the reason? Beat made him beat, exactly, and he didn't want any more beats. Let there be any more beats on him and make him even more beat. That beat man. That beat man, Mr. Beat. I realize that I'm a foreigner in this land, and I have only just arrived from Japan. Which is why all this information about London's so-called bobbies is completely new to me. I've learned that, though honorable, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world, for example. No, it's not. Have you ever met a coal miner? Yeah, exactly. Come on. It's just... Oh, boo-hoo-hoo. I get to brutalize the public and just need to walk. I just need to walk 20 miles a day. Oh, boo-hoo-hoo.
Keeping the peace, looking after the citizens on his beat in all kinds of ways. There is no doubt that the young Bobby is charged with a great deal to do each day, certainly.
Cops are no works, by the way. But for Constable Beat, the day in question was special.
Special? How?
On account of this bouquet, my lord. Oh, yes! It was our very first wedding anniversary! Constable Beat had worked so hard to be able to afford this simple gift for his wife. And was so looking forward to taking her out on a celebratory meal. When he and Mrs. Beast stumbled upon a crime along Briar Road. When he saw that shadowy figure through the fog, collapse on the pavement ahead of them. Oh, I guess it's mine. It isn't me. What must have gone through the man's mind?
It's just in that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. Beat puts up with a lot being married to a baby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care.
This is the warrant card that Constable Beat offered to lend to me earlier. Inside, among the rules for patrolling policemen, it says: when a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives.
Oh.
Constable Beat. Is that, or is that not, the reason why you moved the whole scene of the crime that day?
Yes. Everything you said, it's alright.
So that's it. It was all to do with the boundary of your beat. Oh! Exactly. To summarize, the incident actually occurred on Constable Beat's beat.
Good gracious! Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you've done?
It was the first time since I became a copper that I've ever cursed God. Stay close to me, Pat! The criminal could be lurking somewhere! As we ran over to the scene, I had every intention of doing my duty as a police officer. We're going to report this to the station as quickly as possible. But then, it dawned on me. I realized where we were, where the victim was lying, and what that meant for me. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with the initial investigation and help detectives. Why here? Why did this have to happen here? Why tonight, of all nights? Why?
I see. And I'm always right, Chad. And I'm always right.
It's a copper's job to guard the scene of the crime, so I thought Pat she'd have to go to the nearest police box and fetch whoever was on duty there. It was then, when I opened my mouth to speak, I just came out. I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of my own mouth. This is the next beat tonight, Pat. So you have to go to the police box to cover it. Turn right along Mearsham Street and then...
And the rest is history.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Constable.
I just wanted... She said one night to take my Patricia out for dinner. Oh, Rolly. Just that one night. Oh,
You knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration will be ruined. And so you decided to move the entire crime scene outside your jurisdiction, just across the street to the east pavement or Briar Road, which falls under the neighboring beat's care.
you see, I thought. Well, I was sure the victim was dead, you see.
I beg your pardon.
Of course he did. Otherwise, my Rolly would have never left the old woman on the freezing cold pavement. Also, give me 1 second, I'm so sorry.
I see your meaning now.
But God got me back from my sins, didn't he? That's why I missed the rose I wore for Pat.
Oh no, Rolly. That was all my fault. I should never have dropped into such a dark place. I'm so sorry, Rolly. And can you tell us, Constable, how many books do you move from one side of the road to the other in total?
Huh? Oh, 4 it was. Yes, sir. Definitely 4.
3 of them dropped by Mr. Natsume, and the 4th being the one that fell from the window upstairs in the guarded household, of course. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand? When all the others were scattered haphazardly around, I mean.
Oh, well, sir. That's because that's how I found them.
How you found it? What do you mean?
When we first went over to the scene of the crime, the victim was already holding the book. So, when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand.
You are sure it was this book, The Lion's Pride, that the victim was holding?
Oh, yes, sir. No doubt about it, sir.
Interesting. The 4th book information has been updated in the court record. A book entitled The Lion's Pride that was in the victim's hand when Mrs. Beat first ran over to see what had happened.
I thought it was sort of in a shop case at the time, you see. There were only the 2 people at the scene, and Pat and me both saw it happen. However, which way you looked at it, it had to be the fellow who ran off who did it, I thought. I couldn't see the harm, really. I didn't think moving it all over the road would make a jot of difference. I suppose this is for me now. I've had it. I'm done being a cop. I'm good now.
My lord.
Yes, Lord Francis.
I believe that concludes the cross-examination of the witnesses. Oh? Constable, you may withdraw.
Yes, sir!
Mr. Persecuted, sir, what will become of Rolly? What will happen to him? For now, you are free to go home. The police will contact you in due course. Please, don't punish my husband. This was all my fault. It's because I'm always moaning at him for coming home late. What do you mean bands? Oh, like fan. Oh, I get it. You like funny. Oh, you like funny. You come to my stream and tightrope for me.
Leave me now, Pat. Let's go home. I'm tired.
But right then, my love. One last thing, Constable.
So?
Let this be a lesson to you. In a criminal investigation, every detail matters, however significant it may seem to you. Insignificant it may seem to you.
Yes, sir.
Carve that lesson into your mind. Carve it into your soul, like that one bird from that one game taught me. Oh yeah, but the fucking but that's Constable Beat. He's so beat, dude. He's so EP. Also, hi Jim. I forgot to say hi. And never make the mistake of tampering with the scene of the crime. Never again.
Never again, sir. You mean to say?
Leave now. This trial is not yet over.
Sir.
Bye. I'm getting out of here.
Well. What do we have here? Did you guys hear that? Wasn't that crazy? My goodness.
Then now with Mr. Beat, Mrs. Breast.
Well, quite an startling revelation, I must say. Whoever thought of a third party transplanting the entire scene of a crime like that?
Indeed, my lord. Nevertheless, there are some immutable facts here. Principally, that the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume, is the only person who could have possibly committed this crime.
Objection!
No! I disagree! You're wrong! I know! Sorry, Chihuahua! Now that we know the true scene of the incident, there is someone else! Another person who could be responsible for the knife in the victim's back! Forgive me for being presumptuous, but I believe the prosecution is probably well aware of this possibility already. You're just making time. You're an idiot. Come on, just... Are you paying attention? Have you been sleeping the whole trial? Come on.
Lord Van Jinx, is this true?
Yeah, that be.
Oh, okay. You're right. Sorry. My mistake.
Very well. Name the person if you will, and if further investigation is warranted. The prosecution has no objection to the trial continuing.
You will name this other person who have perpetrated the crime. No, who got perpetrated the crime.
I'm gonna...
That!
That's not what it's... Hello? No, I didn't say anything, sorry. No, I didn't say anything, is the thing. I didn't say anything. That's because I didn't say anything. You fucking fucked me. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna search for my last save. We already know everything that happens. I'm just gonna get her.
According to the powers vested in me by Her Majesty the Queen, I declare for an examination necessary, as such as is requesting the final decision of the members of the jury.
Shut up.
Shut the fuck up. It's my turn to talk now.
Okay, let's reload this. It was like a few minutes ago. They had to go through the whole trial. The queen was gonna tell them, oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Oh! Proceed on auto save. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Oh, let's fucking go. Well, I'm gonna save, like, actually save, just in case. But, thank God for auto save, dude. Oh my god, that saved my ass. Well, the person is obviously Melo Strongheart now. It's who was it again? The maid. The maid that threw the fucking knife. My lord, I have some terrible news. It's about the queen. You never really what just happened.
What is it, my man? You better tell me right away. I want to hear this.
We prefer if I did it can I approach the bench, my lord?
Well, I mean, I don't see why not. Yes. What is it, my man? Well, yeah. Yeah. No. Yes. Yeah. I see. My goodness! They hit the Pentagon.
The defense would once again like to request the cross-examination of a new witness, my lord.
Once again.
My assistant had made the same request earlier. In order to finally reveal the truth about this case, the queen died. I'm sorry you have to learn from me. It is imperative that we cross-examine juror number 4, Mrs. John Cardiff. Me? Oh dear me!
Objection!
That request has already been denied.
Objection!
But the situation is very different now. Mrs. Cardiff, answer me this. What do you want now, you little toad? At the time of the incident, you were engaged in a violent argument with your husband, Mr. John Cardiff. In the course of the argument, a minor house fire was ignited, and to clear the smoke from the room, your husband opened a window that looks out over Briar Road. Well, what of it? You threw this book at your husband when he was cornered with his back against the window. Upon striking the pane of the open top hinge casement window, the book plummeted directly down, finding its way to what we now know to be the true scene of the incident. Yes, listen, through it. During the argument, you were beside yourself with rage. As such, you threw not just books, but everything you could lay your hands on. So, let me ask you one more time, Mrs. Cardiff. This knife, the one removed from the victim's back, have you really never laid eyes on it before? Also, you thought it was Edward? No, that is Mr. Lord Van Six, which is a racist, a German, I went to that man. He's like very, very racist. Oh! Van Six has nothing on Edward, I want to clarify right now. I don't recall it. Seriously? I was supposed to remember everything I picked up and threw at my husband. And anyway, the man over there in all that regalia said members of the jury needn't testify, didn't he? Conveniently, yes.
Objection!
Oh? No! I have no recollection of saying that at all, juror number 4. What are you talking about? Oh! Make no mistake. The jurors are not special in any way. You're not special. There are a billion people that can do what you do and better. You should read my book about it. You're not immune to the judicial process. If you know something about this knife, madame, let the truth come out. But this is just a common garden knife. It could have been from anywhere. We have several like that at home. If one more missing... sorry, what did you say? How would you expect me to know? What's that? Jordan, more like German. Okay, yeah. Now, are you joking? What are you saying? Please, Mrs. Goldberg. I don't listen to yourself, madam. You listen to me. I refuse to believe all this nonsense. I couldn't bear the thought that I injured someone. Do you hear? I couldn't bear it. Oh, the poor woman. So, yes, I want evidence. I want to see hard evidence if you're going to insist on this being my fault. You're going to have to prove to me that I threw that knife if that's what you think. Come along now. Chop chop. Do your worst. Well, Mr. Norejado, if I had evidence like that, believe me, I would have thrown it at her already. You know, like the knife that she threw out the window and hit the person killing her. Then take the stand, juror. Oh! The prosecution does not object to the defense's request to cross-examine this woman. She's very annoying and she's getting on my nerves. Thank you, Lord Van Six. I'm going to have to testify. Juror number 4. Oh yes, you are. Oh, you're gonna have to testify, so good. As I'm sure you will appreciate, having observed it with your own eyes today. Witness testimony can lead to the most extraordinary truths being unearthed. Truth of which the witnesses themselves may not even be aware. Oh dear me. So I demand your full and why is that so difficult?
So, I demand your full and unadulterated testimony, Mrs. Gardner. And mark my words, in this court of law today, we shall extract the truth. Do you concur, counsels?
Certainly, my lord. Oh, counsel, that's me. That's what I'm hoping for, my lord. This is such a strange feeling. For the first time since arriving in this country, it actually feels real. I'm here, in the Old Bailey, and I'm a lawyer. And I get to play Ace Attorney, Chronicles. Witness, state your name and occupation.
Oh, yes. My name is Joan Cardiff. And
I'm a juror. I'm such like, I suppose you could say. It sounds like even she doesn't know if she's a housewife or a maid or what anymore.
The court has decided your testimony is required in order to clarify matters in this case. Do you understand, madame?
Yes, my lord. You will tell the court everything that took place in your household in the evening in question. And I warn you, do not attempt to hide the truth.
Oh, dear me. Shut up, Johnny. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about now.
Oh, I didn't know you were here, John. Hi, John. How you doing?
Was only you in that room that day old thing, was it? Well, I think I ought to testify as well, don't you?
But what are you on your knee, dear?
Oh, don't you worry about that. I hardly noticed it. I'm not the sort of chap to leave a comrade to face disciplinary action alone.
Oh, John.
I presume you're Mr. John Gardner, Esquire. Yes, sir. Formerly second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment of the 4th whatever that says. Fusiliers, sir. See my first share of action, I'm now living the quiet life, as it were.
The quiet life. Were you not engaged in an incendiary battle with your spouse on the day in question?
Well, yes, I'm not quite. I am Mr. Wife Guy, and I love my wife, and I love when we fight, and she throws stuff at me. I love when she kills me. It's so very fun. It's enrichment, you could say.
Whoa.
I believe this may represent a first in the proud history of the British court. Calling a juror to the witness stand is unprecedented. However, the court will hear your testimony now, jury number 4, and that of your husband. You will recount clearly and concisely the events in your home at the time of the incident in question. Sir, at once!
And by at once, what they mean is next time. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I don't wanna hear it. I don't wanna hear a single thing for you, bitch. I don't wanna hear it. Shut up. I'm done here. I'm done. I'm getting the hell out of here. We're fucking done here. We're done. Shut up. I'm not gonna hear to a military man right now. I'm not gonna hear to a pop boy. So hey everyone. Thank you so much for coming. That's it for tonight. So that ends our week's streams. Next week, we're not gonna have Ace Attorney tonight, like the game.
Sure thing.
Oh, don't worry. Check this out. You're going into timeout, sir. You're going into timeout, the young man. I hope you like it. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. I had to think a lot today. I was very brainy. Very cool. So yeah. Next week, we're not gonna have Ace Attorney like on Sunday because that's a very weird day to have it. We're not gonna have it on Thursday, I think, if I can. I'm gonna have to test the waters because you know. But hopefully we'll be able to have it. And yeah, I'm gonna let you know about the week schedule on Monday, or if I can. And yeah, that's gonna pretty much be it. So thank you so much for joining, everyone. I had a ton of fun. I hope you had a ton of fun as well. So let me really quickly show you the raid phase. Hang on, that's the wrong video. That's the wrong video. So the raid phrase is gonna be, oh, there we go. And now, there we go. So that's gonna be the raid phrase. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. Obviously, we're gonna raid Mar because he's playing AI, the Somnium Fire's Nirvana Initiative, which is a game that is very near to my heart. I mean, the whole AI series is very, very near to me. And yeah, and, he's on episode 2, so spoilers for that. So be very careful. And that's it. I hope you have a ton of fun. So let me do the raid. Mark a third. I'm gonna be right there because of course I am. Like how could I miss it? Obviously, Mr. Bress wins. Obviously. Well, I'm not sure. I guess we're gonna. I mean, here's the thing. Who won? Who's next? You decide. So thank you so much for joining, everyone. I'll see you next time. Have a good night. Take care to Mark from me. Bye.